Hey, it's Richie and Wes.
He's Richie.
And he's Wes.
And this is our show. Welcome to the trashy podcast that is Richie and Wes. We hope you know us from our random internet mischief, but if you don't, get to know us now.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Lord.
Mm-mm-mm. We are finally out of the heat wave here in Los Angeles.
Yes.
It's been well over 100 degrees for
Oh, my.
like 2 weeks.
Yes.
Well, not every day was over 100, but
damn near fucking close. This past weekend was the worst. Like 104, 103, 102. Jesus.
disgusting. And then at night, so normally at night, because LA is in a desert,
Mhm.
it cools down. That's what happens. The sun comes out, things get warm, the sun goes down, it gets cold. Nope. It was still like 90 fucking degrees.
Yes. At fucking 11 p.m. at night. Like, oh my God.
Horrible.
We had a toga party last week. I had to try to go change. Forgot my fucking hat. Had to keep this big ass wig I had on.
Oh, I know you had a
I was so
wig.
miserable. Oh my God. Fernando, if you're listening, you're welcome and happy birthday. But Jesus Christ, that was a lot.
I know. There was a point I looked over at Richie Rich and I was like, are you ready to go?
Yes,
you
I'm like-
looked ready to go.
I'm very much able to like maintain myself in social settings, but I was uncomfortable. Like it,
Mhm.
and I felt like faint and like just oh
Yeah, because
it was miserable.
We only had togas on.
That's it. That's
which,
it.
We're not, of course, you know, we're gay, so not a long toga with a
No.
big drape. No.
Shit was exposed, and
Yeah.
it was still just
It was just mere
unbearable. Oh my
suggestions of
God.
fabric covering a few areas, and I even went historically accurate because fuck that. If I'm going to wear a toga in 100-degree weather,
You
I
did.
am not wearing underwear.
I did it at the tail end of the night, but my friend Fernando wanted me to wear a wig, and I was like, I don't want to wear the wig, but I did it anyways, and forgot my hat here, so I couldn't take the wig off to put my hat back on, and it was just hot.
Yeah.
And I'm good with heat. Don't get me wrong, but it was just a weird, different kind of heat.
It was, plus the toga party was in the valley.
Yes, so it's already hotter,
It's already hotter than it
and
is.
around a bunch of other people.
Yes, a
and-
crowded bar.
Oh,
And they did, of course, some asshole had to stand directly in front of the fan, blocking
Yes.
all of...
ugh.
Wasn't that big of a fan, but still, give it some room. Let somebody else have a breeze.
Seriously.
What are you doing? Like, I get it, but...
Oof. Ugh.
Jeez.
Well, we
And then
survived,
we
barely.
did survive. The funny part was clearly the inside of the bar, because we were outside. This was like a patio
Yes.
situation. Clearly the inside of the bar does not have air conditioning,
No.
because there were fans going on the ceiling, but it was a hot box in there.
Mm-mm.
Ooh, it was like a steamer, like a sauna.
Oh, yes, it was. Ugh, fuck
Mm.
that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no. Just when the air is like hot and wet.
Yes.
Oh,
There was no part of that fucking bar that felt accommodating whatsoever.
no.
It was like a half-inch like less of torture.
Like
Than where
going
you were
outside, yeah.
Yes.
But
It's
yeah.
like, do I want it weird and humid and sweaty inside, or do I want it just like dry and hot as fuck and body heat outside with no breeze? 2 levels of hell.
People are close enough to like breathe on your neck and like, ugh,
Yeah,
please,
I'm like, ugh.
please back up.
Yes.
Yeah, even the whole toga thing and people being like, oh, you're really not wearing underwear. Like, that wasn't even fun. I was like, yeah,
No.
you're feeling my sweaty ass.
Yeah, it's like
that
don't
is
fucking
not-
touch me. Like, get the fuck off
That
me.
is
Like,
that is
ugh.
not hot for either one of us. Trust me. Like,
Ugh.
not for me
Blech.
anyways. Whew. Well, I am afraid we have some bad news to start off the show.
What?
R.I.P. James Earl Jones.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You're lying.
No.
I know that Frankie died. What? No way.
Yeah, James Earl Jones.
How did I miss this? Oh my God, I knew Frankie Beverly, but fuck James. Oh man. How the fuck did I? Oh man, not Mufasa,
I know.
not Darth Vader.
Not. whoever he played in Conan the Barbarian.
Oh my
He was
god!
the best part of that fucking film, by the way.
Damn! I knew Frankie Beverly passed away, but I did not. Oh my god! How did I see how little I've been on social media lately? Oh man, that's so sad.
You need to get your fancy car to read you tweets.
I know. I wish I could.
Richie has this really fancy car that like shakes if it gets too close to shit.
Oh yes, like if I
does it brake for you?
Oh, it can.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, because I thought that like it was just tripping, but I realized that it monitors like how far before I even hit the brake if I'm getting a little bit close, and then if I don't hit the brake, that's when the alarms go off. It's like a collision warning. Yeah, so it brakes for me a little bit. If I happen to veer off a little bit without my turn signal on, like let's say like if someone's parked, we have narrow streets here, to kind of veer over, to get around something. Like it'll try to like nab me back into the parking, like into like the lane. Not like aggressively, so I can't like override it, but like it's enough to be like, and I'm like, no,
absolutely not.
But yeah,
it's too much for me.
Oh
yes, I'm trying to look at some of his older films because he's been in so many things,
yes.
And yes, of course, we know him as Darth Vader and the voice of Mufasa, but like the reason he was cast as Darth Vader was because he already was a very well established actor, and yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't even know that.
Fucking sad.
I knew about Frankie Beverly. I knew that. I knew about Fat Man Scoop, which if you don't know who Fat Man Scoop is, you do once I do this, because we all know who it is. When you're at like the club and you hear...
Let me think back. You mean like the toga party?
Oh, no. I'm going to do a couple of lines, and everyone's going to instantaneously be like, oh, that. When a certain song comes on, and Faith Evans starts singing, never had a love like this before, and all you hear after is someone with a growling voice saying, if you got $5 bills, put your hands up. If you got... See? Yep. I never knew that. Yes, that is... He is...
And that's been sampled other places, too.
Oh, yes, but he is the hype man from the 90s and early 2000s. That was his thing. He was the scream man to be on every... But yes.
The scream.
Yes, he was a producer, a DJ, a phenomenal artist. But yes, that was his... big claim to fame, and everyone knows him. Like I said, you're like, wait, who?
Yep, from that.
You got 5 hands, put your hands up. If you got 10 bills, put your hands up. If you got 5... Yep.
Our hands are up, y'all.
Yes.
No TikTok stream this week, but I do see that you're popping up there on TikTok. You're getting your followers.
Oh, I'm pissed on this week on TikTok.
Why?
Oh, you haven't seen like my latest ones? Okay, so this guy, I'm gonna make this very, very quick. So I was like in traffic, and I'm right by the Beverly Center. I'm on Beverly Boulevard and La Cienega, and there's that double like left-hand turn right when you go on La Cienega. This man, after the show, you can see it. There is a man who is like legit, like a good 40 feet behind where the crosswalk is. And I'm just there at the crosswalk. Means that he's making people be pushed back in traffic.
Right. Which, if you don't know how LA traffic gets, one, there has to be 2 left-hand turn lanes.
Yes.
Also, the other 2 lanes that are for if you're going forward, so many people are getting over in the left lanes that they block the straight lane, so you can't go through, or you have to try to get over, which doesn't happen because it's LA traffic.
Oh yeah, I've been popping off the last 2 days.
You're backing shit up. You're backing shit up.
And I was like at the light, and I was like, "This is why there's another reason why there's traffic in LA." Because look, and I did like
you were
boom
TikToking
and a boom, like, and I like just took a quick video, and almost 98% of people were like, "Oh my god, what a fucking asshole!" Like they do this here in Georgia. Like, oh my god, I hate when people do that. Whatever. Then you get a couple of people who are like, 5 feet is not going to make the light change, like, because it's timed anyways. So I
4 car lengths.
No, so mind you, in the video I say this is 18 fucking car lanes. Like, so I pop on as a video reply, and I say, hi, just to let you know, and mind you, people are already eating this person up,
Yeah.
as it was.
God, I love social media.
Yes. I was like, no, that wasn't the case. It was that he's blocking people because there are different
Yeah.
streets that have lights as well. He's pushing
so
those
their
people
light
back.
will turn and they can't go.
Yes, they
because
can't
the
go
left
anywhere.
lane
Like
isn't
they're
going.
stuck way back there now. Because then
That's the real piss
and
off.
then I had some fucking people like, oh, I do it all the time because he's in the shade. Oh, I said he has a 2017 Toyota Camry. This man does not need to be in the shade. It's a 2-minute at the max wait. I'm
and
like,
he's
and
got
that,
air conditioning.
yes,
It's fine.
I'm like, but not only that, I'm like, you're failing to see the point. What? Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I'm sorry, I'm backtracking right now. The first person that said that, I replied to, they're still like, it still doesn't make any sense because blah, 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 blah. So I was at the Eagle taking a break, and I did a diagram with straws and ripped up pieces of napkin. And I said, okay, boo, well, let me explain this. So this is my car. This is his car. These black straws are representing the streets that also have lights. So when he's not pushed all the way up, he is backing up traffic right now,
Right.
boo.
Because they're supposed to be going, but they can't go.
Exactly.
Which means the next light back is running into the traffic.
Exactly. So now I'm going to go back to where I was going from.
It's going to get me mad.
Yeah,
I wasn't
thank
even
you.
there.
So then that's when I noticed today that people were like, oh, I do that all the time. Like he's like in the shade. And I was like, y'all are disrespectful and also extremely dangerous because my point is this. If you are going to stop where you're going, everyone's going to expect you to go to the light, to the end. So if you are all of a sudden braking, even if it's a slow brake, you're still backing up people. And now, because people are trying to plan where they're going to lead themselves into, they're now in the middle of an intersection. So God forbid, and that's my senior side-eye, God forbid there's an ambulance that has an emergency going through. God forbid that there is a police officer that has to get through there and do something.
Yep.
God forbid that someone else is in a car that doesn't have AC and they're elderly.
Yeah.
You're creating issues because of your own fucking convenience. Fuck you.
No. Not okay.
And that's the end of my rant about that. But, oh yeah, you missed all of that on my TikTok. Yeah. It's been a back and forth.
The only one I saw was the Beyonce country.
Oh, that I went off as well. Yes, because I am tired, and I'm going to say, again, I have to preface this because we've been in trouble before. I am the black one. I am the black one.
We are super chaotic this week. I love it.
Yeah, already. I put this on my Instagram, which I rarely even post on my Twitter, on my TikTok, because I'm pissed off about this because Beyonce was snubbed, and I'm using air quotes right now, for the Country Music Awards. And the first thing I saw on Instagram was racism, 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 racism. Oh, are we surprised? They're racist, blah, 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 blah. Okay. There is a place and a time to call out racism. Trust me, as a dark-skinned black gay man, I know better than anybody else, sweetheart. You can't school me on fucking racism at all. Argue with your fucking grandma. Don't fucking argue with me about this bullshit. I've experienced it.
Yeah.
Not doing that. This is not the fucking case. This is probably... first and foremost, she probably didn't fucking submit the goddamn album to the fucking Academy.
She didn't bother to make any videos either.
She doesn't like fucking the Country Music Awards. She has expressed this vocally already. Like, also, Shaboozey, who has had, I think, 5 weeks at #1 for the biggest country song as a black male artist, which should be fucking applauded.
Yeah.
You're overshadowing his fucking nomination by this bullshit because you are so worshipping this goddamn celebrity.
Right. And while certainly I'm sure people wanted Beyonce to get nominated, blah, 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 someone did get nominated. So maybe there, like you said, are other reasons why Beyonce.
Exactly. Yes. I'm like, I said on my rant, I'm like, I don't know, maybe think that, I mean, one, she didn't submit the fucking album, so you can't even do that at that point. They have contention with each other, which has been very, very vocal. So it's probably a business situation. Do I agree that the CMAs are racist in many of aspects? Absolutely. Do I think that you need to call that shit out when it needs to be called out? 100,000%. This is not the case. Because you're a Beyonce fan and you're pissed off because one artist who is black, and I'm just going to say it, not even dark skinned, I'm going to say it, she's fucking Creole, which is fine. I love Beyonce.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Who doesn't?
I enjoyed the fucking album.
Yeah, it was good.
But one, it wasn't a fucking country album. Y'all, as Beyonce fans, were already bitching about her releasing a country album to begin with. And then when it actually dropped, then y'all had fucking cowboy hats and chaps and this, that, and the next thing. And all of a sudden uplifting these other collaborators that you never fucking heard of in your entire goddamn life because y'all had made fun of any other black person for liking country music before this. So stop fucking being performative and stop throwing out the racism word when it does not need to be applied to this. This is probably just a business situation. They don't fuck with each other, and that's fine. She has enough fucking awards. Maybe she wanted to give someone else some shine for once. Let Shaboozey
there you go.
have his fucking shine for his Best New Artist nomination. Because how are they racist if they are nominating him for his chart-topping song as an actual country artist? Beyonce is not a country artist.
Well, and, I don't know, 10 years ago, he probably wouldn't have had the number one charting song because he wouldn't have been played on the radio. And that has changed, and that is different because
100%.
people have called out country music for the obvious racism and ageism, too. The same thing.
100%.
With the older country artists, they don't always play them when they come out with songs. So they definitely have their problems, but clearly some evolution has occurred.
100%. I mean, Lil Nas X, hell, he was fucking on the country charts for how many fucking weeks? And he's not even a fucking country artist either, but that was his first song that popped off.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gay. And very chocolate. So that's already, a breakthrough. So just because your favorite doesn't get nominated for something, please don't throw out some big-ass word that is very damaging. Call them out for other shit.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to say racism for them, then bring up other facts. They are racist. Don't get me wrong. But don't have this be the hill you're going to fucking die on. And then also minimize the shine of someone that should be having a good time and should be getting celebrated.
Yeah.
Over something that this lady does not care about the goddamn Academy to begin with. At all.
I kind of love that, actually. It's like I would say the Cowboy Carter album, obviously aside from the title, what to me wasn't super country, but a lot of country now is very popish.
Yes.
I think a lot of country songs now, if you gave it to a Dua Lipa or whoever, and they did it, it would just be a regular pop song.
Yeah.
So, I think country music is in a very different state.
Yeah. Hell, Sabrina Carpenter's fucking album currently is fucking more country than Beyonce's fucking country album was.
Sure, but I still like that little flair.
I like it too. One of my favorite.
It had the piece of hay hanging out your mouth. The cowboy hat. You got
a little Mrs. Dash sprinkle of country, on there, and that's fine. And I like country music. That's my thing. That's what pissed me off. I'm just y'all are. You bully people about a certain thing, and then you want to, and I already got into it about someone else. Wow, you as a black man saying their race card. Yes, I'm allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say that, Wes. I love you to death. You're my boy. You're my family. You can't say that. I'm like, yes, me as a black man, I can call my fellow black people out for throwing the fucking race card because you throw that card out when it needs to be fucking thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
Under the right channels and the right events. You as a stan, because your fave didn't fucking get nominated for something that she didn't fucking even care about, and it's called out this whole Academy for that's not no. You call that out when with police brutality. You call it out with any other time that the CMAs have been fucking racist. Call it out when they treated her like shit that she called out. That's when you fucking call that shit out. Not at this point, no.
Beyonce is so celebrated, and
thank you.
Frankly, I think it would probably get. Maybe it's not for them. I don't know, but I think certainly in the beginning of your career, yes, being on the award shows and performing on the award shows and doing all that stuff. But as you get to a level where I think even touring would just be fucking torturous.
Michael Jackson said it way back in the fucking early 90s.
I don't want to get all dressed up for some damn show and have to go to a party and talk to all these people.
Remember that interview?
I have to.
I hate touring. I fucking hate it. Michael, you can't say that. What? But that's this. Yeah. Can you please? Oh my God, I love touring. It's like, She doesn't give a shit. So you stop
She
giving a
didn't
shit.
care.
Stream the fucking album, enjoy it, and call it a day.
Thank you. Well, sometimes stan culture can be used for good. Did you notice that amazing segue? NBC has reported that within minutes of Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris, 35,000 new voters were registered.
Fucking good.
Good for her, good for that, although I also think it really says something about the state of affairs that we're in when a celebrity endorsement is the biggest driver for a voting initiative.
Yeah.
This is what's getting you all involved, is Taylor Swift?
It's, you know what? I hate to say it, but damn it, we're old now. It's what drags these young kids out to vote. Remember we had the Rock to Vote campaign with all of our like...
Is it not all the, like, other stuff that happened in the last, the 4 years that he was
because
president? Like,
you know
do they
what?
not remember?
What like
They're old enough to remember.
no, like this clicked with me literally yesterday. Because I thought the exact same way until I was on TikTok, like falling asleep and like taking a nap. And there was this like super cute guy I follow or whatever. And like, he's like kind of you would think he was like a dude bro, but he's like, his whole thing is like, people thought he was MAGA because of his appearance. And he's totally not. He's like, I would never support this asshole. He's a fucking idiot. So he's like been very vocal about that. And he, like, was on there, and, like, you get these, like, girls that, like, pop in there to see him or whatever, and this girl popped in the comments, she's like, what are you guys talking about? And he was like, this debate was fucking ridiculous, like, whoever's gonna vote for this guy is a complete idiot, like, and I would never say that before, but this is nonsensical, like, this is completely ridiculous. And this girl said, out of her mouth, oh, you guys are talking about the debate, you guys are too old for me. So they're not paying attention.
Right.
That's the thing.
Watch that.
They're not. So like and that's when it clicked in my head. I'm all, because I remember in the 90s, like there was the Rock the Vote, and we had all our pop stars like doing that, and you know, and I was like,
true. That's true. I was remember that.
Yep. I was like, this is their version of Rock the Vote. They need these pop stars to post on social media to get them to vote because they're not interested. Because I'll be honest, I wasn't interested either.
Propaganda. I remember not being able to vote and seeing those.
Yeah,
and now that you mention it, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to vote.
Yeah, exactly. And my favorite, I was like, okay, this because to me it
if
seemed
Madonna tells me to vote,
right? No, like because to me,
oh my god,
well, to me, like it was just. I mean, not only boring to me at the time, but also I was so busy with school and like you don't have time to focus on those things and even know what they mean.
Right.
At that time. So it clicked and I was like, oh shit, this is their version of...
well, I guess she does have a lot of college-age fans.
Yeah.
A lot of her fans are millennials they have kids who are in college.
Yes.
So it could be like a mother-daughter thing that's happening with Taylor. By the way, that's the full scope of Taylor's iconicness or whatever, is that the people that kind of grew up with her literally have kids now who are into her. Like,
it's weird.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
Although I do kind of love that mom and daughters go to her concerts.
Yeah, same. Like but yeah, I think that's just the way that things have changed now. That they have to.
So true.
Yeah, like that's when it clicked when I saw that comment in real time. It's like, oh, you're talking about the debate. Oh, you guys are too old for me. And like went on this girl's page and she like is like 19 years old or 20 years old. I'm like. But I'm like, oh, you know what? That was me. Because I was so...
wrapped up
in just my future. And not like what's going to happen in my future, but just like my fucking interns and, or like my like fucking like midterms and shit.
Yeah.
And not knowing what the fucking thing even meant, really. Being confused about the whole thing. And I was like, oh, okay. It snapped for me. I'm like, oh. This is why these people need to speak up. And this is why people get upset when they don't speak up about things, because there is a draw, there is a pull.
Yeah.
Right?
I can see that. I absolutely can see that.
You know, I'm stubborn. But
get involved, though, kids.
Yes,
involved,
you have
please
to.
Get involved.
Oh, no, my first reply to her was, I was like, oh, sweetheart, I'm like, this is your future, so you probably should be more involved.
Yeah. I feel like I was a little bit not super political as a teen, like 16, 17, whatever. But I did have a sense of, I'm dating myself with this, but I had a sense of that awakening that I do feel is kind of happening right now. But I had that awakening with Bill Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first election that I could participate in. It was the first time I was like allowed to vote. And then I had the chance to see him speak in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
And he was just I was so taken by his presence and his, he's so well spoken and just so charming and, all that stuff. And of course, obviously there's a lot of things about Clinton now that we're aware of a lot of other things with him, but good and bad. But, at the time it was just like, oh my God, here's someone who like doesn't look like they're just, to me, he didn't look like a politician.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just, even though he had the suit and he had the whatever, or just like
he wasn't the angry old man like on the side of the corner yelling you off his fucking lawn.
Exactly. I know it's a little ageist to say, but even back
it's
then,
the truth though.
All of the people running for president were fucking old men.
Yeah.
So it was just like, so I definitely, from there, I've been very like, I wouldn't call myself like super political.
Yeah.
In terms of, I don't know. I don't need that fix every day. I get a little bit on social media, and that's more than enough. But I try to know what's going on.
Yeah, no. I'm like,
I guess I could see that where people are just not.
Yeah, and then like, I also thought about myself, and I was like, I didn't really care about politics that much because I wasn't affected that much. Mm-hmm. I was still under my parents' health care.
Yeah.
I was in college, like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing wrong with me medically. Like, I think when you get into your late 20s, early 30s, and then beyond, that's when you really start caring about these things, or you start realizing these things actually do affect things.
Yeah,
later on,
you realize
later on down the line,
system.
Because it sounds like just people just arguing at that time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, if you're not that educated on it, which a lot of people just aren't.
Yeah. Well, and current day politics is such, it's a complete Looney Tunes.
Yes,
totally. So to anyone who is paying attention, wow, we are not in a good place. It is just so batshit crazy. The thing is, and I know people don't want to hear this, and I know that we're trying to get people interested, and we need to have like fireworks and dogfights and who won and who got the zingers in and whatever, but government is a bureaucracy. And bureaucracies are boring. We should not be making fucking memes about a political debate. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're fucking funny. But
yes, they really are.
it's not supposed to be like, ding ding, they're in the ring, it's time to go. It really should be.
Yeah, no, it's become.
It should be. Honestly, it should be boring. It should really be people laying out their ideas, their plans for things, what they're actually capable of, what they're going to do, what the budgets are going to be. We need to hear these things. And instead, get those zingers. Well, since we're having a little sip of wine on the show, I just, quick tidbit before we volley it over to you for the next topic.
Yes.
Did you know that there used to be such a thing as cocoa wine?
Say cocoa wine, like coconut wine?
No, as in cocaine.
Oh, God. Was it in everything back in the day? Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
Cocoa wine was manufactured by one guy who invented it, and you guys can look this up if you're really interested. I think they made a couple of different brands of cocoa wine, and it was essentially the predecessor to Coca-Cola. But it really made me think about it, where if you had, and I've known this from experience, if you've had alcohol and then some Coke, you don't feel drunk.
Oh, yeah, because, yes,
So it balances out.
this is actually true. And I will say this as someone that worked in the medical field before. And I've had to explain this to people. It's actually the truth, yes. I mean, it's not the truth, so it does not make you...
Sober.
If I can take over.
Okay, yes, please.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't like to cut you off. Because people like to think that cocaine, when you drink with alcohol, sobers you up. It does not. Alcohol, when you are drunk and you're intoxicated, is a chemical situation that your body is going through. So it does not sober you up as far as chemically. You are still under the influence of alcohol.
Yeah, it's in your bloodstream.
Yes, 100,000%. You still should not be driving. You still should not be doing anything at all whatsoever. What it will do is because alcohol is a depressant. It slows your reaction time down. It lowers your inhibitions. Cocaine is a high stimulant. So what it does, it kind of meets you in the middle to where your brain thinks that you are functioning. And this is why you can maintain a conversation for the most part. Why you feel like you are fine, while some people might feel like you are fine as well.
Yeah.
However, there are glitches in this, so you should not be operating vehicles with this. You still...
I mean, you probably shouldn't be doing depressants and stimulants at the
all.
same time.
No, but that is the reasoning why people think that cocaine sobers you up. No, nothing sobers you up besides time, honey.
Yeah.
It's time. You have to get out of your system. That's it. I don't care. Greasy foods, kind of the same thing. It's not going to accelerate that. It makes you feel better because your stomach is absorbing different things that makes you feel more leveled out.
Yeah.
But you are not.
And it'll help you through the process.
Yes, it will help
faster.
you out the next day. Not the cocaine, but the fast food will. It will because you have those fatty acids inside of you, and yes, but continue now. Sorry.
Oh no, that was. But I'm just wondering, like, was there ever a buzz? Did they just die?
I don't know. Hell, who
happened when you
fucking
no wine? Cocaine in the wine. In it. In the glass. Here you go, a nice glass of cocaine wine.
Oh Lord. Well,
they were wildin' back in the days.
Yes, they were. And also aged horribly and all died early. So we're fine doing what we're doing right now.
Never ate fruit, drank cocaine wine.
Right. Smoked cigarettes at the age of 10.
Worked in a factory.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm good. Was this brought on because of my wine post or no? See how this show just segues seamlessly. Yeah. Okay, well, I had a taste test on TikTok and Twitter this week.
Really?
Yes.
I really have been missing your videos. Dang.
You have been. I've been posting a lot lately, actually.
Okay.
Because I
put on Instagram too, so I'll see them.
I think no, not that one.
You put the Beyonce one on Instagram.
I did, yeah.
That's why I saw it.
Yeah. Okay, so I go to Trader Joe's, get a little sandwich, whatever. I see this big display. The one right here by you, actually. Pumpkin spice Chardonnay. I think to myself, well, that sounds fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And then the other half of my brain thinks, well, maybe.
Clove. Yeah.
You know, pumpkin, there's no pumpkin.
No, there is no pumpkin.
No, it's nutmeg and cinnamon, really.
Clove,
so I'm also, this could kind of be okay. So I posted my Twitter, should I, like, try this? And then everyone's like, I was like, I'm like, there's pumpkin spice Chardonnay at Trader Joe's. And I'm disgusted, but also kind of want to try it. And everyone's like, do it. That's how it is. So I'm like, you know what? So I go back the next day. I get it. I try it. Do not.
Well,
first of all, and there's a video reaction.
Oh, see, I was really hoping
I was really trying not to be the like the kombucha girl when she's like doing the, but I could not control my expressions because that's exactly what it gave. Because first of all, I took the first sip. It tasted like apple. So I'm expecting to taste this pumpkin spice flavor,
Yeah.
and then something tastes like apple cinnamon. So I'm already like, wait, what the fuck is
Okay.
going on? This is weird. And then I'm like, oh, but then it tastes kind of syrupy. But I'm like, oh, but it's not that bad if I add it. But no, it's kind of really fucking gross. But no, I was a back and forth. And
You gotta
then
just drink more.
so then I tried to, and then I just got more and more confused because I was like, okay, well now in my head I'm trying to reset my head, thinking, okay, don't think pumpkin spice, think apple. Maybe this is like an apple Chardonnay because that will make it maybe
Just
more
think,
pleasant.
Fall orchard.
Yes,
Or-
and that made it even more confusing because then it tasted less like apple and more kind of like honey, and it was. This reaction is literally what my video reaction was. I don't recommend it.
And you have a pretty good. I will say I do not have a great palate. So you give me something, I'll be like,
Oh, yeah.
I have no, if it's supposed to be a flavor,
I
I'm
have
like, I don't
tasted
know.
whiskeys,
But
wine
you actually have
for
'cause
a
when
living.
Because when we get the wines,
Yes.
it'll be different ones sometimes. And
I can tell the notes.
you can tell-
like
mhm.
yes.
So yeah, I do not have that.
Oh, it was. Ooh, I mean, maybe you'll like it. I can see
It'll
it.
just be like wine to me. I don't know.
Right, I can see it possibly like throw some cinnamon sticks in it, like some apple slices, some cherries, leave it overnight in like a
Yeah,
vat,
Okay.
and then make it like that. Could probably cut it down.
Ooh, or you know what would be good
What?
is to put it in a. It's not apple juice, but what's the thing that they have this time of year that's just a juice, not or
Cider?
Cider.
Yes,
To put that.
it kind of tasted like
put a
cider.
bottle. Take the bottle of wine. Put a whole gallon of cider in there.
Yes,
Put a little splash of vodka.
There you go. I mean, you know,
Little
I'm good
vodka,
with
maybe?
a concoction. I made the Wonder Woman drink
Yeah.
that was the Golden Lasso. I made that
Right.
shit up out of
So
nowhere.
Maybe it could be a base for
Yeah,
something.
it was yeah, because nothing hit. Nothing hit strongly. That's
It's
what it was.
everything.
No, that's what it was. Nothing hit strongly enough for a note to make it taste like anything. So it tasted like everything, but nothing at all, and it was just kind of like there. But it's only $8, so I mean.
I think that would be good with a
But yes,
cider.
I can see it as a base to build on something, but as a standalone wine, oh my god, no. Like it was just like nothing hit. It was like a dartboard where like all the darts are around the fucking target. And it's like, well, I still played a dart game, but like
It's
nothing actually hit.
everything. Yeah. Well, that happens.
Ugh.
Oh my god. What's next?
Oh, well, I had a celebrity encounter today.
You did.
I did, and you don't watch Housewives, but it's
No.
okay.
Oh, I wouldn't consider that a celebrity.
Right, exactly. Well, but this housewife was in my car today, and it was hilarious. I had friends that invited me to lunch today on the CBS lot, and I was like, "Yeah, let me just turn on my Uber app, whatever." Turned it on, and it said to pick someone up at the Grove, and I was like, "Okay, whatever." But then they immediately like texted me. You could tell it was the handler, like after the whole thing was like said and done. Like, oh, can you please go to Genesee and Beverly? I'm like, well, that's fucking far, but what? Not far, but you know,
Yeah, sounds
from where the pickup
Ooh.
spot was. I'm like, okay, whatever. Pull up to the lot, and I see like someone like come out. I see the headset there. I'm like, okay, who am I fucking picking up? So it is Phaedra from Atlanta Housewives, and The Traitors, and Married to Medicine, and who's also famously Bobby Brown's old attorney back in the day. I did not recognize her because I don't pay attention to who is getting into the car. That's the thing. I saw someone wave me in. I'm trying to get into the actual like lot or
Yeah.
whatever, and I just stop, and then I'm just like making sure that I could like start the ride, and that's that. But I saw this like beautiful black woman, and all I hear is a voice, and I'm and you know me, I'm never starstruck, and I wasn't starstruck then, but I thought it was just hilarious. First ride of the day, it was Phaedra Parks, and
You're like, oh, I know that voice.
right. No, like, she was like, hi, honey, like, how's your day going? How do you pronounce your name? Because my government name is on my Uber because I can't change it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I recognize that voice. I'm like, Phaedra? And she was like, hi. She's doing Dancing with the Stars right now.
Oh.
And so, when I tell you, she was delightful.
Oh, good for you.
She interviewed me for 12 minutes.
Come on the show.
She It's like, oh, honey. She's like, oh, do you like? I'm like, oh, like I'm like, I actually just got off the lot. I just had like lunch with my friend, whatever. She's like, oh, what do you like? You're an actor? Or do you like a model? I'm like, oh no, like like back in the day, like not an actor, like a model, but no, like my friend is like works on a show. It's closing down right now, whatever. But like we had lunch, um, and she's like, oh, so you know the city? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh my god, honey, thank God, because whenever I'm here in LA doing work, no one knows, and they're asking me where I should be going. I'm like, honey, I don't know. I live in Atlanta. Like, you should be telling me where I should be going. So we started going on about my upbringing. She was so delightful. Mind you, she's rich. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But so delightful, and she led the conversation. Like,
that's so sweet.
So sweet. Tell me about her whole schedule for the week. She's like, child, I am so happy that we are off early. I was shocked. They said we can go home. I'm like, oh my God, thanks, because my legs are sore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to this dancing bullshit, and we get to actually come in later tomorrow, like during the day, so I can sleep in, call my kids, FaceTime with them. And the funny thing is I just saw a clip of her because someone else who's on the cast this season is that Anna woman, the Russian.
Yes. With her ankle monitor still on.
Phaedra, did you see the clip? Phaedra's the one that made the joke because she was on the carpet for something, and someone was like, "Oh, so like, who was your like, who you like?" Because they just learned like who else is on the cast. So who was like your biggest surprise? She's like, and also she is a lawyer, so she was like, "Well, obviously Anna," and she was like, "Oh, like well, like." How do you think she's going to do? And Phaedra, without even dropping a lick of an eye bat, said, well, I mean, honey, she has an ankle monitor on this. She's not going to go too far.
They got her on GPS.
Right? She's like,
yes.
So how do you think she's gonna do? Well, she has an ankle bracelet on. She's not gonna go too far, honey. So one day, as you proposed, like months ago, I'm going to sit down and make you watch some Housewives episodes. Yeah. This is your idea, but we're gonna do Atlanta because it's the funniest one. So.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to hear a little Hollywood folklore?
Yes.
Okay. So, even if you're not as old as I am, you have probably heard of Gremlins, seen Gremlins. There was just an animated series like last year. So you know what Gremlins are.
Yes.
But if you've seen the original, when that popped off, which, no, I was not allowed to see because it was supposedly scary.
Really?
We had to wait. Oh yeah, when I was a kid, like so much stuff that came out. I mean, even as a teen, I was not allowed to see movies that were like PG-13.
Oh, that's right. You're way more sharp than I was.
17.
My parents let me do whatever the fuck I wanted to.
Yeah, they were
besides Freddy Krueger, and that was my mistake, and that's why I'm traumatized to this day.
They were like, there might be boobs, you're not going to see it, which is so weird because they didn't want me to be gay. Why could I have not seen boobs? They should have been sending me to R-rated movies,
right?
With their permission. Maybe the boobs would have helped. Anyway. Gremlins back in the day was a big hit, and Hollywood is always taking an idea that's
of course
already been successful and doing it again. So they were begging Joe Dante, as I believe the creator of the Gremlins series too. They were begging him to make a sequel. And he was like, no, it's a perfect movie the way it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't need a sequel. What are you going to do? We gave the gremlin back. Like, that was the end of the...
That's it.
That's why I like the animated series, by the way, because it all takes place with the family that the gremlin is, that Gizmo is.
Do they explain, like, exactly when the fucking after midnight starts and when does it end? Because, I'm sorry, that shit, even as a kid, I was all...
What time zone?
Right.
No. I believe it's just according to where the sun is, where they're at. But yeah. So apparently the studio was like, well, whatever, we'll just ask other people. And other people were not able to come up with anything or do it, and they were like, I don't fucking know. And they were like, look, You have to do it. They went back to Joe. I'm sorry I'm taking such a long time with this story.
Oh, you're
I think
fine.
my edible's hitting it.
Because I have another long story about some Hollywood history after this, so and that's my last one, by the way.
Yeah, my edible's hitting. So they asked him again, and he was like, okay, yes. But I get triple the budget and complete creative control.
Okay.
And if you're on the internet, I know you've seen the skit where that's in the movie, and they're doing the pitch for Gremlins 2.
Yep.
Where they're all coming up with these ridiculous ideas for different kinds of gremlins or different things that happen, and the whole punchline is
Yes.
that's in the movie. There's also Hulk Hogan. There's Looney Tunes.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Fourth wall breaks.
Yes.
There's just some wild.
I loved it. It was great.
His intent with the movie was to make it so batshit and over the top that they couldn't possibly make a sequel again. And he basically designed it to be a franchise killer. To be like, you can't outdo this. Like, this would be... Because you know how movies get bigger and crazier?
Exactly.
This would be Gremlins 4.
Exactly.
Or 5.
It's
right?
always very serious.
But
The first one, two, three, and then they just go fucking monsters.
4 or
Like
5,
fucking
yeah,
Leprechaun.
This
fucking-
was really Gremlins 5.
Yes.
You know, so he basically just delivered intentionally because he did not want to do another fucking Gremlins movie to kill the franchise. And I love that. I love it
yeah.
that creative people are like, no, this is the story that we told. Great. Not doing a 5 sequel.
Oh my god. Okay, so I have a short segue, and then onto my actual story that oddly enough tagged into this as well.
Yeah.
So you know the song "I'm Not Gonna Write You a Love Song" by Colby Collette, I believe it's called. I'm not gonna write you a love song.
Yeah.
Just because you asked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know that the the history behind that song is because her label asked her to write them a love song, and she said no. And they kept going back and forth. And they were like, "We're not gonna release your album unless you write us a love song." And she wrote that song as a reply to the label, and they never fucking caught on to it. They thought that was a love song that she was submitting to the label, not knowing that she was talking to the label, saying, "I'm not gonna write you a love song because you asked for it, because you need one."
They're like, that's in the movie.
Brilliant. Yes.
Oh my god.
No, but just to give some other behind the scenes tea. So Marlon Wayans has been doing a lot of press lately.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been revealing a lot of things.
I've seen this.
Did you see the halftime show situation?
I did not see that.
Okay, well, we can all thank the Wayans brothers for the NFL halftime show. Because before that, it was marching bands and maybe one small act or blah, 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 blah. Ratings were decent. Well, Keenan, Ivory Wayans, his brother, head of In Living Color, said, you know what? We're going to steal all those fucking ratings from the NFL. So we're going to do our live show of In Living Color. And we're going to advertise it. And they sold the ratings. So much so, the network got fucking pissed the fuck off. And the next year, so they couldn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because that was the first of the kind that they did a live and living, they were fined by the FCC because they were cussing and stuff. It was this big situation. They were like, we're going to have the In Living Color halftime show in between the games. They got, I think, 20 million fucking viewers. Stole their entire viewership because they were doing small time shit at the time. So much so that NBC the next year got Michael Jackson.
Oh.
And that is what started the giant NFL halftime show thing
so
going.
people would stay tuned.
Yep, because they wanted bigger
Oh, my
artists. Because they were like,
gosh.
this little show is not about to sell our halftime show. They were like, yeah, they were having like, you know, some like decent artists or whatever. Like it wasn't how it was. No one huge, like, no, and they stole their audience. And I was like, oh my God. But then he also said that they left in living color because they were trying to, like, the network, I guess, was trying to take over like the creative control. And they were trying to throw some big checks, and they were like, no. Like, you don't get to minimize, like, my brother who created the show at all. Like, this is a Wayans project. Like, my brothers, my sisters were all on here. So they all quit. And there's an episode where there's a skit, and they were all dressed in black suits and black sunglasses, and no one knew that that was the last episode that they were all going to be on, because they walked out on the network. And then after that, they recast a couple people. It went downhill.
Yeah.
Whatever. Same thing with Scary Movie, because they created the Scary Movie franchises. The network, like, was trying to phase them out on that, and then stole their pitch ideas for Scary Movie 3 after they did the first two. Yep. They said, we're not coming back, and they still, because of some contractual bullshit, they took the idea. So that's why Scary Movie 3 didn't have the Wayans at all involved, but it still was kind of funny. But then the other, like, 2 or 3 afterwards were, like, totally like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Because they weren't involved. And he said, you can't replicate what me and my family do.
No.
Like, if we're not there...
No, of course not.
It's not going to resonate the same. Like, we have the magic. We're the ones that created this. So you can't just steal our shit. And yeah, he's spilled a bunch of behind-the-scenes Hollywood tea.
Good for him.
Right? Give the whole fucking... why could I have been more than a fucking Wayans?
That's what always happens to those franchises, though. Like, they have the original person writing, directing, whatever, and then... That actually ties into a totally random movie recommendation that I have for you this week and our audience.
What?
From the creator, writer of Saw and Insidious.
I'm already hooked.
Lee Wannell is a movie that really didn't have a big bang when it came out in 2018. But it's called Upgrade.
Okay, hold on.
And
my notes.
It isn't. I mean, it's definitely like a futuristic thriller / yes, it also is an action film. So there are scenes that are very, very violent and very, very bloody. But it's not like the Saw movies or like whatever. Like Insidious wasn't like Saw either. So. Although Saw's another one, actually, that after they kind of... Because they both got super famous. And went on to, do so many other things. But then we're just executive producing or just whatever. And it's not them really doing it. They're not directly involved. And, some of those Saw movies. But Upgrade is sort of a futuristic... But what I really liked about it from the futuristic point, is it wasn't too far in the future.
Okay.
So
a not so distant future.
You saw some cars that could drive themselves, and you saw some upgrades in our technology, which actually I hope happens because basically every countertop or table serves as your touchscreen.
Oh, it's great.
Right. And yet, some people have electronic cars, completely drive themselves. Some people have regular motor cars.
Yeah.
So it's a mix of... Plus, this is one of... And what he's really good at is making these, low-budget movies. This movie was made for $5 million, which I know $5 million is a lot of money, but it's not $100 million.
Not for a movie.
$15 million. So $5 million to make this movie, and it definitely has, I could tell where they spent some of that money when you see a shot of the
Yeah.
city. But most of it is very practical and
Cute.
yeah, I just like the styling of it and the soundtrack.
Ooh.
And the premise is, I won't spoil anything by telling you,
Good.
that there is this device that can enhance, like a computer device, chips, things you can now implant in
Okay.
people to kind of make them integrated with technology.
Got you.
And of course, the main character gets like the latest upgrade,
Uh-huh.
and yes,
I'm not upgrading
but
my phone at all. I haven't
also-
for years.
yeah, I would say like stick with it the first 10, 15 minutes
Uh-huh.
because it,
Oh, that I can do.
yeah, it takes a hot second to get in there, but you're like, okay, interesting,
All right.
interesting. Yeah, there's definitely some really good, crazy action shit.
Love that.
Where it's appropriate. It's not that kind of like all the
It's
time
thrown in there
action.
just for effect.
No, he's not on the run. Well, he kind of is on the run at some point. I'm not going to spoil anything for you.
Got you.
Sorry. But yeah, Upgrade 2018. That's my movie recommendation.
Nice. Love it. I have a TV show recommendation if someone has nothing to do and just wants to watch some fucking mess.
Okay.
Because I've been bored of Housewives for a couple of years now, and so has the whole Housewife fandom, honestly.
That's been my experience from the beginning. So
Yeah, so there are some good seasons. We're gonna
I
do
told
that.
you I'll watch
Yes.
them with you, but you have
Exactly,
to you have
yep,
to curate them for me.
Yes. I'm gonna just have you watch Atlanta because Atlanta's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. Like you can just watch these bitches and it's just like being around with a bunch of aunties, just being stupid.
I probably would love that.
But oh my god! So this show on Hulu, The Secret Lives of I think Mormon Housewives or something like that. Oh my god!
No, it's an
Okay.
even worse.
Oh no!
Even worse reality show.
Oh no, it's great because there's already the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is all about Mormon housewives basically, and that's the one when like the one girl on camera got reeled off the fucking prison for fucking fraud and shit. So, and then that show's just been ridiculous like ever since, like, and they iced out the one great character that ended up being a mole because she was part of a hate page like for the housewives.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, got her some on the show.
Yes,
but she was hilarious. She was great, and she was actually relatable because she had like a small house, and had like mom issues. She's the only one that was like, I want to watch this girl. Like she's like cool, like seems like a normal person that like happens to be on TV or whatever. And then also can make fun of herself because she was on an interview recently, and someone asked her what her favorite meme was. She's like, "Oh my god, honestly, like the house." She's like, she's like Nene, like from Atlanta. Like she has this scene where like she walks out of a house and everyone's seen this. Oh, child, the ghetto, like walking like out of her car. She's like, someone put that and they photoshopped her going up to my house. She's like, it's meant to be a drag. I thought that was fucking hilarious because my house is small as shit compared to all these other fucking bitches on the show, and I thought it was great. So she can laugh at herself. She should come on the show.
Yeah.
But
come on the show.
But this show,
is it like a spoof?
No.
Damn.
It is about these fucking 6 fucking wives that apparently got famous on TikTok. They created Mom Talk, apparently.
Oh, God.
But no, there was a scandal because one of them...
It gets worse.
Oh, no. One of them got fucked up and ratted everyone out because you know how Mormons are. She ratted out that they were getting fucked up. They were swinging.
Yeah.
Like, it was this whole fucking thing. And so I'm like, okay, this seems cute enough for me to watch for like a good 15, 20 minutes. Like, let me see who these bitches are. And you know me and my attention span, so I wouldn't be saying this if it wasn't true.
Yeah.
By the middle of episodes 2, the swinging is the least of their fucking worries. There are about 3 fucking possibly gay husbands on there.
Oh my god.
Storylines are not, like, being conducive. Like, it reminds me of, like, early 2000s reality TV before it was scripted. Mm-hmm. So these bitches don't know they're used to TikTok and narrating their own situation. the cameras are not that great, but my God, the storylines, you can tell it's raw and authentic because no one in their right minds would be saying the shit they're saying without realizing that they're saying what they're saying on camera. It is fucking hilarious. I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this, and I can't believe I'm continuing to watch it, because within 10 minutes, I'd be like, oh my God, these fucking vapid bitches, I don't care about what the fuck car you're fucking driving. But I was all, hold on. So this bitch is doing this. And then it's like, why did this bitch move? I moved to Hawaii for 3 months, just for some time off. No, bitch, you're hiding something. Something else is going on. They're that stupid and naive. He's kind of like now, I think it's the first show I've ever watched where people that have been on social media famous have been on an actual reality show. And you're seeing, oh, baby, this is not how it works. You think that this is how, these housewives and stuff, they know what the fuck they're getting into.
Right.
They know how to act on camera. They know how to withhold things. When
you're doing your TikToks, you can edit yourself, but you can't trust a crew to edit you.
No, they're not these,
That's for sure.
And you don't have all this money and all this, wealth and, things you're not a Hilton that's popping up and knows how production works and whatnot. So you're seeing these complete dumbasses just out themselves. And it's hilarious. But there are a few of them that... They don't know I won't say that they don't know what's going on, but they're just kind of there for the ride. You could tell that they're there for the ride. They're like, I'm here for a check, and I'm just gonna... This bitch sounds delusional, and her husband is fucking probably cheating on her.
With her other husband, or whatever.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are in on the swinging thing, and then a few of them that are just kind of brought in there, and the other few you can tell are just it'd be like if they brought me on the show. I'd be like, okay, bitch, let's get to the tea. Yeah. This hoe was probably fucking stupid. I don't really know her that well. I met her because she sent me a comment one day, and I'm just here for the paycheck. Hilarious.
I will say, and I may have mentioned this before on the show, I was cast in a reality show for E! Apostrophe. But it just never made it to... air. And going on a reality show, yes, you need to know what you're getting into. I actually had to have them modify the contract.
That's right.
Because
it's your company.
Of my company that I have already. You're not going to make money off something that I've already established before the show. If you're going to get a cut of something I do after the show, probably because of the amplification that you're giving me, I get that. But, you're not taking... So we modified the contract. But also, I know that I was also cast because I was basically kind of the building's trainer. And I was that was my role.
Yeah.
And in my initial interview, I was like, well, it's like when you get a haircut. It's also a therapy session. People tell me everything.
Yep.
And I could see their eyes we have someone where everybody tells him something. He's going to be a sponge. Everyone's going to gossip to him. We're going to this is how we, create our storylines. And then when we were filming, we decided to have a group session where everyone was working together, and we went up on the rooftop, and it was this really scenic thing or whatever. And the producers kind of came over to me and they were like, well, we have 2 couples here. So we need to do some partnering exercises. And I was like, oh, perfect. I'll split everyone up and make everyone get on different teams. And they were like, yes, exactly. They're like, especially we need to pair up these 2 and we need to pair up these 2. So it's you kind of know your role, and in that moment, I'm kind of deciding, okay, how bitchy do I want to be? How playful do I want to be? What character do I want to play? Because this is what they're assigning me to do. It was actually kind of fun. It was improv.
Yeah, no, these bitches are fucking, they're just clueless as fuck and Mormon as hell and TikTok famous, and you can tell that It's not registering.
They're not getting it.
They're saying shit that they're not even supposed to be. Like,
girl, you need to.
I mean, one of their
persona.
moms was like,
take a lesson from Paris Hilton and create a persona, girl.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I will say, last note of the night, we have some celebration to do. This is going to be airing on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Britney is finally free. No more child support for either one of the kids.
Oh.
K-Fed's got to get a goddamn job. And the B-Army has decided to stream Work Bitch all weekend long because Kevin and his wife have got to work bitch now.
Yes.
$40,000 a month will no longer be going to that man.
I hope they have.
Yes!
Or they can only play like literally
That's
2
it.
seconds of
I'm all
song,
done.
or we'll get pulled. We'll get pulled off of everything. Yeah, I hope they've been saving. I hope they've been investing.
Probably not. That's why they moved to Hawaii in the first place, because he thought he could extend it.
Yeah.
But because the whole thing was filed here in California, you can't extend something from one state to another. I mean, she said it herself on those leaked videos that he released trying to make her seem like a bad parent that really just made her seem like a normal disciplinary parent. And she said, you all need to respect me. She's like, I give you guys the world. I think you guys are nice to me sometimes because I give your father fucking $40,000 a month, but that's going to be coming to an end very soon. So I was like, yes. Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of fucking money.
It really is.
And someone said, you notice how Britney never missed a child support payment? Some of you fucking deadbeat dads need to take a fucking lesson. To which I say, correct.
Hey. Well, good for her for keeping that extra $40,000 a month. Not that she fucking needs it.
Literally.
Despite
TMZ's claim that she's broke every fucking week. I'm like, how?
Please.
But okay.
I still want her to come out with a new fragrance.
Same. Her shit still sells.
I know it does, but I want a new
that's
one.
why she will never be broke. Not only because of the music, but those fucking perfumes are still on the market and all still sell like crazy.
I want a new one. I want a new one for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my last topic is October. Oh, that's not the beginning of spooky season anymore. No, it's not.
Nope.
It's now.
Literally.
We're in spooky season.
Oh yeah, there's candy already. There are decorations already.
2 months ahead of that is where we are at. And I love it. I haven't decorated the house yet.
Okay.
But I will.
Yes.
Because I have glittery pumpkins and I have little witches and I have all the stuff that I hang up. And I've started putting together my little Halloween box for my nieces and nephews. I'm sending them
cute
ghost pepper chips and because I like
Mm-hmm.
spicy stuff. So I'm sending them cat and bat shaped gummies. I love it. Let's extend it. Yes. Embrace it.
More Halloween extension, less Christmas extension.
Oh, that's going to happen already in November.
I'm aware. I'm just putting it out there in the
November
universe.
1st is going to be, people are putting their fucking trees up. I say leave your Halloween decorations up and let those be your Nightmare Before Christmas decorations.
Combine the two. I still think Thanksgiving needs more love.
I know it's based on some bullshit, but I do also agree with you. Like, I feel like, especially when you're like kind of where we're at, like family is not that close. You may or may not be with them on Thanksgiving, but there's a lot of events leading up to it.
Yeah.
There's multiple things that are going on. It's really just sort of a opportunity to be with your chosen family and to see everyone that you know and love and try to like tap in with everyone.
100%.
So I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
We need to carve out.
I mean, and more Thanksgiving, like,
yeah,
horror
we need
movies.
to carve out a little more time.
Thanksgiving is hilarious.
I agree. More themed horror
yes.
movies.
If you like shitty
Regardless,
fucking, like
But a Thanksgiving horror movie,
Thanksgiving
yes.
is hilarious.
No,
there
I agree.
is a
I
turkey
agree.
puppet that smokes and cusses all the time and just kills people, and I love it to death. But
Well, and there was the other Thanksgiving movie. Yeah. But yeah, I would be down for any kind of themed 4th of July. The Firecracker Killer. I don't know.
I'm just excited this year because I can actually have time off to actually see everyone this year.
Yay. I will be in Mexico this year
For Thanksgiving or Christmas?
both holidays.
Really? Oh shit, that's right. You're saying that. That's right.
I decided to extend it, and then I think for the first time ever in my, like intentionally anyways, in my working adult life, I'm gonna take off from Christmas to New Year's Day, which really
Good
means
for you.
January 2nd,
Exactly.
because no one does anything on New Year's Day.
No.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go to PV since I'm already gonna be in Mexico,
Oh fuck yeah, do it.
and just have the time of my life for a week.
Yes.
And yeah, come back and celebrate President Harris's presidential win.
That fucking part. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Be sure to check out our sponsors and our show notes and save some money by using our coupon codes. Until next time,
Goodbye.
bye.